Hey guys, it's Kara here, and I feel like it's been so long that I've just sat in front of the camera and rambled. So I am now 8 days after the competition. So I wanted to do a video to kind of recap or reflect on my experiences of that day. You guys can obviously check out the vlog footage. We did a morning show, night show video footage, so I won't rehash all of that. But I just wanted to kind of talk about my thoughts on how it went and what my future plans are. So, all in all, coming into this competition, as you guys know who have followed my journey, it was a very different experience for me, different approaches that were used, and coming into show day, I wholeheartedly feel like I brought my best package to date. I feel like overall my symmetry improved, which was a huge critique from basically every other show I had competed at. I was always told to, build a little more muscle in my upper body, lean out my lower body. And I just felt like I really did bring a better package to this show. I felt like I was lean enough. I felt like overall I felt very glamorous that day with the hair extensions. And I loved my Angel bikini. I had my Angel competition bikini. The color was different. It was sparkly. I felt like $1,000,000. And going into show day 2, I wasn't severely depleted. We carbed me up starting Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, I was carbing up. Saturday, I ate 3 times before I got on stage. So energy-wise, I felt amazing. I felt very confident in the package that I had. The show itself was a very small show. I'm not sure if it's a newer show, the MPC Excalibur in Westchester, Pennsylvania. But the majority of people there, I think, were for bikini, which is very common nowadays. So I've heard people say before, I'll do this show, it's small, you'll steal the show kind of thing. And I don't think that's true for any show. I think bikini competitors especially, everyone works hard, everyone looks good. So even though when I asked the guy how many people were competing and he said 79, I was like, wow, this is a really small show. But I could tell from looking around, it was all bikini girls. So while I felt very confident in what I was bringing to the stage, I knew there was going to be some good competition there, which there was and there always is. But overall, you guys can probably tell from the vlogs and stuff, I felt really confident going into the show. I didn't feel that nervous. I felt really excited, but everything went really quick. It was a very efficiently ran show, very well organized. I think for family members, that was an excellent show to attend because it did not drag on all day long. But we went out on stage pretty quick. I was not backstage very long, so I didn't really have time to get that nervous. But when I did get on stage, it was really weird. Kind of the setup of how they did the show was new to me, and I kind of let it throw me off a bit because all the novice and first-timer girls were already on stage, and I was competing in open class because I'm not a first-timer. Novice means you've never placed in a competition, which I have placed before, so the only division I could compete in was Bikini Open, which there was only a few of us who were only in Bikini Open. So they brought us out on stage after all the other girls were up there. They had already done their poses. They had already placed them for first-timers, for novice. They had already seen these girls for a long time. And then the open class came on, and they just kind of sprinkled us throughout them based on our numbers. So I'm up there, I'm standing there. I realize now, looking at the footage, I was not standing correctly on the sidelines. You always want to stand and have your number facing the judges. And the way I was posing, my number was not facing them. So that's why video footage is awesome for these competitions, because I can look back and I can see these things that I can fine-tune and tweak. So that's one thing I noticed right off the bat. The second thing was I got up there and immediately I got shaky McShakes. I don't know what happened, you guys. I wasn't nervous. Of course I was nervous. I had butterflies. I was excited. I prepped so hard for this. But, dude, the shakes just, took over my legs. And I could even feel it in my smile. My smile started quivering a little bit. And I was not on stage long. I did not get much stage time. So I was like really surprised that my body just instantly got so shaky. I don't know how to fix that. I think maybe it's just a little like stage rust. I mean, I haven't met on stage in 2 years, and the stage was never my confident part. So I think maybe it was just like getting up there after not doing it for so long, like it took over a little bit. And it was very odd because the guy that was on stage like wasn't sure who had done their posing or not. So like he came over to my group of girls and was like, all you girls already did your poses, right? And I'm like trying to smile at the judges, and I'm looking back at him going, no, I haven't posed yet. And he's like, okay, go, 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 go. Like that, and rushed me out there. And again, I can't blame anyone else for anything, but I did allow that to kind of throw me off a little bit because he like, the little man just like rushed me out there. And so I noticed, and even my husband like said this to me, he's like, you posed really fast. And when I got out there, I did pose very fast. I don't know if it's because he rushed me. And also in past competitions, I've been yelled at for going too slow in my routine, which regardless, take your time and go slow. For any first timers out there or people watching, just take your time and go slow. You're better off doing that than moving too fast, because what happened was I posed very fast, and when I transitioned to my back pose, I didn't quite set my feet just correctly, which maybe you could tell in the footage, but I think that may have given off a little jiggle, a little wiggle. I'm not really sure. I just think my posing wasn't as good as it could have been. It wasn't as clean. It wasn't as tight. And I think that really impacted my placing. So I got second call outs, and I ended up taking 8th place out of 16 girls, I think it was. 16 girls. And like I said, I was on stage not long. Like I got called out into the second call outs. They flipped me twice. I was one of the girls. They flipped to the outside. I was in the middle. They put me to the outside, and then they moved me kind of back in to see where I would place. They turned us around once with each thing, and then that was it. A lot of local shows now, you're seeing that they walk the girls to the back of the stage and up, and here I practiced a lot holding my poses for a long period of time, and it didn't really come into play in this show. I mean, it was really quick judging. So lesson learned on my part. You know, you can't bank on, winning them over while you're out there. You have to be ready to nail it the second you hit the stage. And I don't know, apparently I didn't. I want to think maybe in terms of my placing 8th place, I was a little surprised by that. I'm not going to lie. I was disappointed, as you guys know. In terms of how I feel about it, like, how can you not be disappointed when you work so hard? Hands down though, I know I brought my best physique, and I'm totally happy with that, and that's what kept my spirits up for the most part. But I also don't want to sit here and act like, I don't want to sit here and I hate people that do use the excuse of politics, and I don't want to take away from any of the girls that placed higher than me, because everyone looked amazing. They really did. And everyone has a different body, and every judge prefers a different body. So I can't sit here and say, well, it's bullshit politics. At the same time, are there politics? Probably. I don't know. Who knows? I don't want to sit here and be a poor sport about it, because I did identify things I could have done differently to present my package better. And that I did learn from this show. I feel like my body was slamming, and I really would have put myself in top 5, but I'm not an NPC judge. And I went to a show in Pennsylvania. Maybe they look for something a little bit different. Like I said, every judging panel looks for things a little bit differently in girls. And I think if I fine-tuned my posing a little bit more, I think I would have placed higher, or I should have placed higher. I think that took away from my overall package. I did send out for judges' feedback. They responded very quickly. He gave me a big spiel on bikini and symmetry and how important that is, which I know. That was what I worked on for this show, so I'm very well aware of symmetry, and I feel like if you look at my front pose, I feel like my symmetry was really good. my front pose compared to some of the other girls, I really like. Again, it's preference, and that's my preference, and I think I looked really good. And from the back, again, I don't think my symmetry was bad. I don't think my conditioning was bad. I do have to pose relatively hard in order to show off my hamstrings. I don't think my posing in this video shows off my in the videos you can see. I don't think it showed off my hamstrings as well as when I would take a look at my progress photos. So progress photos are much different than the actual movement and the actual posing and how you look on stage when the judges are way below you. But my critique was to work on symmetry and that my lower body conditioning needed work. So to read that email the day after the competition really wah wah, it really bummed me out. I've never had critique that bummed me out so much. It was always yes, I agree, and yes, I know, and a little more shoulders or this. So the critique was a little rough for me to read that next morning, and that was the morning of the photo shoot. So I'm like, shit, now I feel bad about myself, and I have to go do a photo shoot and feel good about myself. And the other critique was too, they felt like my back pose, my legs were too far apart. I don't know that I agree with that critique. He felt like my legs were too far apart and it made them look shorter, again, diminishing my overall symmetry. Looking at the top two callouts, basically everyone stood that same stance. Granted, everyone has a different physique and looks differently. I don't know if I agree with that. You guys can tell me what you think. Some people did mention they felt like my clip-ins, my hair extensions, were too long, possibly taking away from my physique. That was not a critique from the judges. They said hair, tan, suit, on point. They liked all of that. But I almost do think maybe the hair being so long maybe did play into that. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about maybe not doing extensions for the next competition. I'm wondering if maybe that covered up too much of my gains, my back gains, making my legs look shorter and squattier. I don't know. It's just a thought I'm trying to kind of play around with. I really do feel like overall I came in conditioned. My hamstrings are going to be a work in progress, so I think I can continue to work on them. However, I do feel like my lower body conditioning was good for this show. So while I take the judges' critique, I don't wholeheartedly agree with it, but I will take it and go with it and learn from it and work that much harder. So I do plan to compete again. I mean, you spend $120 for the MPC card and all it lasts is for the rest of 2015. And it's been such a journey for me working towards getting back on stage, not feeling like I was on stage long enough, not feeling like I posed as well as I could. I really want to get out there and do it again. So my plan, since I'm a week out or 8 days after the competition, I did start reverse dieting this past week. I started on Monday because I had the photo shoot the day after, and then that night after the photo shoot we went out and had a good meal, had sushi, had frozen yogurt. It was delicious. And then I started reverse dieting on Monday. So I reverse dieted all this week, and we're going to keep doing that for a few weeks. And then my plan is to do Syracuse actually finally has an MPC show. They have not had one in 10 years apparently, at least not since I've been competing. And that is in October 17th. So it's about 10 weeks out, which is kind of perfect timing, although I would like to get out there sooner than that, but this is good. It gives me a little time to kind of mentally digest things, reverse my diet a bit, and then we'll, start cutting again. So I won't be reverse dieting as long as some other people do, just because I'm going to go into another show, but we're going to do it for a few weeks to kind of build my calories back up. Reverse dieting post-show is freaking hard. I've heard people say it's hard. I've heard people say it's harder than competition diet, and they are not kidding, you guys. And I will do a separate video specifically talking about reverse dieting, but I will leave you with that for now, that it's really freaking hard. This was not an easy week, especially when everyone's like, oh, you finished the competition, you can eat all the food now. And I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. And I'm not close to stage, but I have to eat very close to stage macros in effort to not rebound. But it's all good. It's making me that much stronger, and I think it's going to be good to help bring, it's only going to get better from here. So I'm going to bring an even better package to the Syracuse NPC show. That's my plan for right now. I am just like, fire's burning in my tummy still, you guys, and I want to get out there and do it again. I'm going to be real with you. It's hard because I feel like everyone I follow on social media, YouTube and Instagram, all the competitors I follow, I feel like they always place good. You know, everyone's like, I got, you know, first, or I got third. Like, I'm over here like, hi, I got eighth. That sucks. Like, that totally sucks to tell you guys. I don't feel like I disappointed anyone, but I certainly wanted to sit here and tell you guys I placed like top 5 at least. But, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So I'll compete again. I'll bring an even better package, and I think that's the plan for now. So I will keep you posted. I know a lot of you guys were awesome, had tons of nice stuff to say, thought I should have placed higher, and I love you all for that. I know a lot of you guys really enjoyed the series for my competition prep, so I will be doing some more videos on reverse dieting and kind of post-competition life, but I will have some videos continuing my journey to the stage, because it's not over yet, NPC judges. I'm coming for you. So stay tuned, more to come. Thank you all for your support. I do have to say, the photo shoot, I highly recommend booking a photo shoot the day after your competition, because if you play shitty like I do, that photo shoot was amazing. You guys can watch the video if you haven't already. That photo shoot was like everything to me. That to me was like more fun and more important than the actual competition, and it left me feeling on top of this world. Like the photographer, the way I looked in the photos, I felt like $1,000,000, and I was like, screw all y'all NPC judges, like I own this shit. You know, I felt amazing and incredible, and it left me that weekend feeling just positive and beautiful, and so happy that, you know, I did everything the way I did it for this competition. So that was the tone left in me when I got home. I wasn't bitter. I wasn't upset. I know I sound a little bitter and upset about my placing, but let's be real here. Who wouldn't be pissed about 8th place? No one's going to be like, woohoo, I got 8th place. You don't ever hear that. So I'm just keeping it real with you guys. Highly recommend a photo shoot the day after your competition, though. I felt like I looked really good. Like, you always look really good the day after the competition. Yeah, so I highly recommend that. That was awesome. More videos to come. Please share with me below what you'd like to see. If you want me to do a video on how I got photo shoot ready and kind of more specific to where to shop, makeup, hair, all that kind of stuff, let me know below. I'm sure maybe girls are more interested in that than guys. But let me know, and let me know what other types of videos you'd like to see. As I said before, I will continue with my competition journey videos because you guys have not seen the last of me. And please give this a like, share with others, and keep checking back.
So good.
So for lateral raises, I went a little bit heavier and kind of kept my elbows bent, and then I drop setted. Why am I like losing words here? And then I drop setted to 10 pounds and just kind of kept a straighter arm.
And I did what, 25 pounds?
Your shreds are crazy. I can't get over the shreds. Seriously, look at those pumpkin delts. Holy